Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. Welcome to another episode of Realtor's Reality. I'm super excited to have everyone here. Today, we have here Bart. Bart's from Remax. I'm going to give him a quick introduction, and he's going to get a chance to tell a little bit about his story, share insights on the field. He's a specialist in the Mississauga and surrounding area. And welcome to the show, Bart.
Thank you for having me over.
Excellent. So tell us, tell the audience in terms of what your specialization is and what you love doing in terms of real estate and how long you've been doing this.
So pretty much I've been in real estate since 2008. I started full-time as a real estate agent, and in the meantime I got my broker license. The reason why I like real estate is because I like helping people, and I also like the fact that it's every day is different. It's never boring business. I've throughout my years I've been doing this since 2008, so it's been like 70 years now. I've met a lot of interesting people, different characters. Some really nice, awesome people. Sometimes not the best, but overall it's a very good, very interesting experience, and that's pretty much. I like helping people. That's what I like real estate, and I like helping people. I like to help them to solve their problems, and and I like the rush of not knowing what's gonna happen the next day. Who I'm gonna meet and what new I'm gonna learn. One of the things what I love about real estate is that I'm I'm able to learn from people that I meet, and that's an awesome thing. I've learned a lot of things from people that I meet throughout the years, and I think that's one of the great things about real estate.
Absolutely. I think it's a fascinating space. Real estate is definitely very fluid, very dynamic. No day is the same. And it requires very problem-solving mindset. And I think a lot of the realtors who watch the show, a lot of the realtors who use us on, in our community, can probably definitely attest to the same. So in terms of your area of specialization, tell me a little bit about that so the audience can learn a little bit more. Do you do resale? Do you do pre-con? Do you do commercial? Do you have a preference? And what area and geographies and markets do you really focus in on for your clients?
Okay, that's a good question. So I prefer I work mostly with resale, and regional appeal is pretty much my specialty. So Mississauga, Brampton. I also will love to work in Halton, especially Milton. I love Milton. I've done a lot of business there, and resale is my specialty. That's what I like. That's where my most of the business is coming from.
Amazing. Okay, so you definitely are involved in reselling and finding homes for families. Is that correct? Is there and in this journey to specialize in these markets, what have you learned in terms of the market the way it is right now? Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? Is it a good time to buy? Is it a good time to sell? What's your perspective here?
I mean, to be perfectly honest, nobody knows what's gonna happen down the road, right? But I think I think only the people who bought property in the last 2-3 years, they probably this is not the best time for them to, for example, to sell, because right now the prices of homes are coming down. But on the other hand, people, for example, who bought houses 10 years ago and they're looking to downsize, it's definitely a good time to buy and sell. Because one thing people should remember is that we are all in the same market. So even if somebody sells a house for a little bit less, still they can get a good deal on some other property. For example, on the condo market, say somebody has a big house, they're looking to downsize because the house is empty. They want to go and, for example, buy a condominium. Right now, the way it is with the real estate market, like the condo market and just the freehold market are just kind of like two different markets, right? Condo market is definitely much more affected in certain areas than freehold market. So, for example, for people who are looking to downsize, sell a house and buy a condominium, they can actually have a win-win situation on both sides. So it really depends on the person. It really depends on the situation.
Wow, that's fascinating. So actually, to be honest with you, that's a really good perspective that we haven't actually looked into. And the many discussions I've been having with other realtors are especially related to this podcast. If you're looking to sell and then you're going to downsize, I think this is a good market because you can get, you'll have limited inventory, plus your ability to buy will be easy as well. So I think that's a very good circumstance or use scenario that many people don't talk about. Okay. Now, in terms of the the effect on the market overall, the interest rates are going down. Yes, right. So we should see a pickup in activity. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like the activity will pick up this year, next year? What's your estimate look like right now?
I think that what happens right now is because of the threat of the tariffs. A lot of especially buyers on the sideline because they don't know what's going to happen next month because there's a lot of news, negative news. People read a lot of stuff online and they're just scared about the jobs, about the economy, all that stuff. So I think a lot of things might change next month once we know what's going to happen between US and Canada in terms of the tariffs and trade.
Right.
Because I do feel that there's quite a bit of people on the sideline right now. They just, we didn't have that situation. That's the first time we as a country are in a situation like that. And, people just are kind of scared a little bit about making a big investment and then, for example, losing a job. Like we don't know what's going to happen with the auto sector. So, that's a big question that nobody really can answer. And depending on how Canada is going to solve that issue with Trump, that's going to affect the economy one way or another, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's 100% true. So I think it's gonna have a huge impact, if the tariffs do come through. So the unpredictability of how 2025 will play out is gonna be interesting for this year. I really felt like going into this year that it was gonna be a recovery year. We were gonna get our jobs back. The real estate was gonna pick up. Activity was gonna pick up. Unemployment was gonna go down. But now it's still a little uncertain. So in terms of if your clients are listening and if your prospects that you're going to look to help in the markets that you're looking to help people with their real estate dreams with, what would your word of advice be? Would you say wait and see? Would you say it depends? Would you say nope, it's going to be a sure thing? What's your thoughts?
Well, like first of all, before I would give any advice as to what to do next, first I need to understand what is their situation and how I can help them, right? Because
Right.
people look for a reason. So depending on the situation, like for example, if somebody, for example, they had a baby and need a bigger house, right? So and it's right now it's super tight. There's all issues in the house, and yeah, they should be obviously looking into this right away. But if somebody that is not really pressed immediately to, for example, sell and purchase. They are just toying with the idea. So yeah, waiting for a couple of months just to see how it's gonna be, how's the market is gonna be. It's not. I think that will be the way to do it, right? So it really depends on the situation and on the circumstances. That's what it is.
So I agree with that. Every situation is different. I think given a blanket overall answer wouldn't be prudent. You'll have to assess it. Okay, so the other thing I want to understand from your perspective is, the market is tough. It's not as easy to buy a house. The capital is dried up. Underwriters take a long time. Right, and the inventory in the market, especially in the condo, is very high. My question to you becomes: if you get a listing tomorrow and someone says, "Hey, I either want to buy a house or sell a house," what tactics do you use to generate interest for your clients? Like, how do you generate showings and things like that? What are the things that have really worked for you in the last little bit?
I mean, to be perfectly honest, the key is always the price. Always the price that's what drives people in. So first of all, for example, both buyers and the seller, they have to be realistic. Right now, it's more of about the sellers because it's a buyer's market in most of the areas. So the seller needs to be very realistic about how much they can sell the house for, right? And depending on the situation, I mean, like with me, the people can have the three ways of pricing, right? One is to, for example, price the house above the market value and just test the market, right? And then it can take very, very long time to sell the property. The other one is to realistically sit down with the client and just go over the most recent comps and price the house a little bit over the market value, because always buyers want to have to negotiate. And the third one is, which I think a lot of savvy or clients of mine would do it, is to price it below the market value and drive up the interest that way. Because even if this market, there's a lot of examples of of homes which are priced below market value. There's a lot of marketing, staging, all those things to make the property looks very good. And you still in this market, you can get multiple offers on the house. But first and foremost, the most important thing is to be very frank about the value of the house, and if that's something they want to do. And then my job as a real estate agent is to, bring enough interest to the property to sell the property over the market value of the house.
Okay, amazing. So price is definitely king in this market. It is a very strong, strategic lever to draw people in and a marketing tactic. Interesting. This is a different perspective because we haven't actually touched on this in my many discussions I've had. People say they do the staging. People say they put it on a MLS service. They socialize it with their buyers and things of that nature. So pricing, using it as a mechanism to signal and managing those expectations is so key. And I think you hit that nail on the head there. So that's pretty powerful. If you lower the price below the market value, you're definitely going to get a lot of showings. The challenge becomes, how do you use that to get the right price for your client? And that's where I think I'm going to ask the next question. Like, somebody comes in and says, okay, so let's pull them this thread a little bit more. Says, okay, this house is supposed to be $1 million, but it's listed for $699 or $799. And then they give the offer, or at least give you a call for a verbal offer for, okay, I'll give you $799. How do you work with the interested party on the other side to bring the price up?
I mean, again, the idea is if we price it below market value, to get more than one offer on the house, not just one buyer, but multiple buyers. And just like in the hot market, people will compete against each other. Even in this market, people can compete against each other, because at the end of the day, there's always buyers. I mean, like even last month, like stats, for example, for Mississauga, there was like 107 detached houses sold, right? And they sold for an average price of close to $1.5 million. So there was 107 buyers who bought the houses in Mississauga, right? So obviously, yes, the market is tougher. People have definitely, buyers have more choice, right? So because the inventory is bigger, but houses are still selling and prices haven't, on average, they really haven't declined yet. I mean, that could change because like this year, quite a bit of people will have to renegotiate the mortgages with the new interest rates, and some of them might decide to sell it because it might be too expensive for them. So I mean, there's a lot of moving parts in all of this. But again, the idea is to price it in a way that is going to make it attractive to the buyers. So if the house is properly prepared to sell, so properly staged, photography, all that stuff, all the marketing. Like I work with Remax, so Remax is a powerful brand. We have on our ways of marketing homes. So I mean, if we pull all these marketing tools, and that's my job to bring interest to the property, then the idea is to, even in this market, to bring more buyers to the house, and they compete against each other, and hopefully that way we can get a fair market value or even above market value. That's the idea.
That's powerful. Yeah, that makes total sense. So yeah, it's amazing. So not only are you using the Remax brand to put the marketing machine behind it, you're also leveraging the pricing tactic in this to create interest and use that interest to go against each other so you can bid the price up. And
yeah, because this is like with water, like dripping water. Like if you open the water a little bit, it's just dripping. But if you if you open it like fully, then there's lots of water coming down. So the idea is like when you press it below, that you open it to the fullest, and then there's lots of water is coming down, and there's this is like the buyers, more buyers coming, looking at the house. I mean, there's so many examples of that. There's a lot of I track properties which are listed that are sold. And I've seen a lot of houses that had, like, even in this market, 8 offers, 9 offers, 10 offers. There are situations like that. And I'm not saying this is not as easy as it used to be, but definitely this tactic. But the most important thing is for the sellers to be realistic on the price. Like, that's the first thing, because if they are not being realistic, they still, want much more money than the values of the house. Then obviously that tactic is not going to work.
Absolutely, 100%. So that's amazing. Definitely very powerful advice. Okay, so now I'm going to lighten it up, and I'm going to try to get into a little bit of your perspective and opinions on a lightning round. And a lightning round, what it intends to do is, ask some questions that we get an idea of, okay, how you do what you do. And it's funny, it's a yes or no answer, rapid fire question, and then everybody has a perspective and we get to share it. Okay, so I'm gonna ask a question. First of all, open house, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Open house snacks, yes or no?
No.
Oh, okay, that's different too. Staging or as is?
Staging.
Staging. Okay. What about first showing of the day you're interested in, or the last showing?
First showing.
First showing. Okay. Call or preferred communication as text?
I prefer call. I'm old school that way.
I think I haven't met one person yet, and I've interviewed lots of them. I think one person has said text, but most have said call. But I think that comes with profession. Most realtors like talk to other people. Professional photos or iPhone pics?
No. Professional photos, 100%.
Okay. Weekend open houses or weekday open houses?
Weekend.
Okay. So I don't know. I have one person who actually said weekend, which is, to each their own. But most people prefer weekend. So I was surprised that somebody even has said weekday. But yeah, that's amazing. So thanks for sharing that. A couple of other questions. Chia, you enlighten the audience from your stories. What is probably the biggest lesson in your career so far? What is your $1 million lesson? Let's just say it.
The biggest lesson as a real estate agent.
Yeah.
To be consistent. Consistency is the number one key in this business. Being consistent, treating real estate as a job, not just that. And always start from zero every day, regardless of how good the week was, how good the month was. Always every day start with the mindset that you start from zero every single day.
That is so powerful. That is so good. Most people can get distracted because it is such a flexible job. Yeah. That it gives you that autonomy. But if you don't have that discipline and the consistency in your work ethic, you'll be okay now, but in 2 months from now, you may not have business. So I think that is so true. And such powerful and valuable advice. Okay. And last question.
Okay.
If someone is starting out and you're going to mentor somebody, or, you're going to, be their leader or coach or so, just give advice. The one piece of advice that you wish someone gave to you when you started, what would that be?
Get into coaching, get into McFed organization.
Okay, excellent.
Get into coaching.
Coaching. So tell me what that means. Explain it a little bit more. How can someone get a coach? How have you experienced this as a benefit?
I mean, there's a lot of different coaches. Me personally, I believe in McFed organization. I think that's the most reputable brand. So pretty much the way it works, they work with you as an agent to build your business. So you work with a coach every week. You discuss your issues. They help you to prepare a business plan. Your goals for a week. You have to be accountable. You practice scripts. You can role play scenarios, that kind of thing. So this is very powerful thing because there are people to help you, and they do help you with that. And I know a lot of real estate agents who've done coaching, and particularly through McFed organization, and they are very successful in what they do. And it's another thing which is great, which I really like it, is that you are able to meet with people who are like-minded. So all these people are to succeed in real estate. People can share. You meet with these people. You can share your experience. It's just like one big family, I would say.
I mean,
that people who think the same way, want to be very good at real estate, want to help people, want to improve their professionalism. Like, it is just coaching is a very important thing, because if you don't have any experience as a real estate agent and this is running a business, you just try this, try that, and people get discouraged and they quit the business, because in real estate, turnover is huge, right? So if you get into right coaching, and I'm just saying just my MFO, but there's some other coaches, like any reputable coach which can help you to, like this Brian Buffini, there's some other coaches, and coaching is very important because you work with somebody who's done this, what you are trying to do, and they help you to just make it faster, more efficient, make less mistakes, be more professional, more helpful to people, to buyers, to sellers, that kind of thing. So
yeah, amazing. So all those folks that are listening out there, powerful advice. Okay, find someone who can put systems and a mechanism to make you discipline and structure around your business. Because unless you don't have that, it can become very distracting. So thank you so much for that advice. So this
Exactly. One more thing. Like, I do believe that people who are just wanna just like try it, I think the best way is just to jump. Just don't just get into this real estate business full time. Get into right company. Like, for example, I work with Remax. One of the reasons why I work with Remax, it's a powerful brand, but also as a company, there's a lot of support. There's a lot of coaching. There's like they really try to help you to be successful in this business. So it's very important to be with the right brand, with the right company that is really wants to help you as a new agent to succeed. And that's very important thing is, and just try and do it full time. Just tell yourself, this is what I want to do, and just go for it.
Yeah, amazing, powerful advice. This is going to be such a great for the audience that is listening in. So thank you so much for that. Get in there, get your even if you want to try it, but give it a good, honest shot. Amazing. Okay, so this has been really good. Thank you, Bart. Very appreciative of you coming on our show. I'm sure everyone who listens to this podcast is going to take lots of nuggets of information and insight and wisdom with your many years of experience as a professional in this space and in this market. Where can the audience reach you? If someone wants to get in touch with Bart, how should they get in touch with you? What's your preferred method?
I mean, one is they can just call me on my cell, which is 416-399-7555. I have my website called bartrealtor.com, and they can contact me through there. And it's just and that's pretty much what it is. Yeah, either through my website bartrealtor.com or directly through my phone.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being on our show. We'll let you know when things go live. And thanks for everyone who's tuned in for this episode. I hope you guys had a good time. If any questions, comments, if you agree with something, you don't agree, we'd love to hear from you. So get in touch, and then we'll hopefully catch you in the next one. All the best.
Awesome. Thank you very much.